If you own a pool, you know the struggle is real. The dirt, the leaves, that fine gritty sand that's basically impossible to get rid of. I've wasted so many hours scrubbing and vacuuming, and honestly, I'm just over it. That's why I got the WYBOT C2 pool cleaner here. It claims it can make all that pain go away, but is it really any good? We're not just doing a simple review today. We're going to rate this thing on 5 major categories: battery life, suction power, navigation, cleaning ability, and warranty. We're scoring each category on a scale of 1 to 10. By the end, you'll know exactly how tough this pool cleaner is and if it deserves a spot in your pool. That final average score might just surprise you. Now, I've got the C2 here sitting right beside its big brother, the C2 Vision, and it looks virtually indistinguishable except for one thing: the camera on the C2 Vision. We're going to find out how much of a difference that camera actually makes, because we're going to score navigation as one of those major categories. All right, first things first, let's see what we're working with. Right out of the box, the WYBOT C2 feels solid. It's not cheap or flimsy. It's built to clean everything: the floor, the walls, and that nasty water line. The real magic is supposed to be on the inside, and that's a dual filtration system. You've got a standard filter box for the big stuff like leaves, pebbles, that type of stuff, and a second ultra-fine filter for things like dust and algae that's only to be used in the turbo floor mode. Plus, the app gives you tons of control with 7 different cleaning modes and multiple path options. But specs on a box are one thing. How it actually performs is what really matters. Time for our first test. The #1 complaint with cordless pool robots: the battery runs out before they can get your entire pool clean. You have to pull them out and recharge them and then put them back in again. WYBOT makes a pretty bold claim in saying that the C2 runs for up to 180 minutes on one charge. A full 3 hours? We'll see about that. I charged it up all the way, which took me about 3.5 hours, and I just set it loose in my pool. And just like its big brother, the C2 Vision here, it ran for most of its 180 claimed minutes. It completed a full cycle before it needed to be recharged. Well, it didn't have a whole lot of power to spare. It did get the job done on a single charge. So for not quitting before the work was finished, that's still a respectable performance. For battery life, I'm giving it a solid 8.5 out of 10. Now, before we get to the next rating, if you like this kind of content, honest, unbiased pool tech reviews, water clarity tips, then please hit the like and subscribe button. Now on to the next rating. Now let's rate its cleaning ability. I put it in the pool several times before today on different cleaning modes, and I've thrown everything at it: leaves, twigs, pebbles, fine sand, and even straight up dirt out of the planters. And I paid close attention to how it did on the water line. The robot's wide mouth handles larger debris with absolutely no problem. The water line scrub was methodical, and that fine filter, when you use it in turbo mode, picks up the smallest of grit. The end result after every cleaning cycle is that the pool looked incredibly clear. The versatility to handle different kinds of messes is outstanding. For cleaning ability, it earns a solid 8.5 out of 10. Now, raw cleaning ability is great, but it's backed up by suction power. Suction power is what separates the real tools from basically toys. This is actually a very good test for suction power. Those drains are covered in dog hair right now because my dogs love to jump in the pool. And those drains are both covered in dog hair, and they're both on, which means they're sucking down as the pool cleaner has to suck up. So it's going to actually have to fight the drains for that dog hair. The C2 is rated at almost 3,600 gallons per hour, and its job is to pull the finest, cloudiest particles out of the water. This test focused on sand and dirt, which puts the fine filter, when we used it in turbo floor mode, to the test. When I pulled it out of the water and I checked the filter basket and the fine filter, there was no doubt it had done its job in pulling stuff out of the pool. The drain that it has already been on and the drain that it hasn't been on. And you can see how clean this drain is. The suction power of the cleaner was enough to pull it off, even pulling against the pump. Where it did have a little trouble was the walls. When I look at it compared to cleaners that boast as much as a 5,500 gallon per hour suction rate, it just didn't seem to hang on to the wall the way some cleaners do. In particular, when it moves up the wall, it did fine, but as it moved back down the wall, it didn't seem to want to hold the wall 100% of the way down. Now, it did do a little bit better job when it came to running it in the wall mode only. So for suction power, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Now, I've tested a lot of pool cleaners, and one thing I can tell you is that having a powerful pool cleaner with bad navigation is useless. The C2 uses the app and it has smart pathing, and overall the navigation is really, really good. It handled all the basics, the walls, the water line, the floor, the stairs, and it even got to a place that in the past not a lot of pool cleaners have gotten to. However, lately I have seen more and more pool cleaners be able to navigate even that love seat and the wall behind it. It does fall a little bit behind the C2 Vision, which has a camera and built-in AI to actually seek the dirt out. That being said, it still did a wonderful job and found pretty much everything in the pool every time I've run it. So I'm going to give it a solid 8.5 out of 10. Now, our final test isn't about performance. It's about peace of mind. The warranty. A company's warranty tells you how much they believe in their own product. WYBOT offers a 2-year limited warranty and a 30-day return policy. And in the world of pool electronics, a 2-year limited warranty is becoming pretty standard. It's not bad, but it doesn't exactly scream that the company's going above and beyond. It's about the minimum you'd expect for an investment like this. It provides some peace of mind, but it really doesn't stand out from the competition. And for that, the WYBOT's warranty is the same across all their products I've rated so far. The C1, the C2, and the C2 Vision, all in my book, get an average score of 6.5 out of 10. Now, after we put it through the ringer, let's get serious about the pros and the cons. On the pro side, the cleaning ability is top-notch, cleaning everything from the largest of debris to the finest of muck. The battery life is also solid, doing exactly what they said it would do, and most importantly, getting through the whole pool in one charge. And the navigation, well, not quite as smart as the C2 Vision, still pretty smart and earning very positive results. And as far as the cons go, the warranty, well, it's industry standard. It's not bad, but it doesn't really stand out either. It's just kind of average. And the suction power, well, earning a very good rating, I gotta be honest, I've seen more powerful cleaners in this price range. So after rating the WYBOT C2 on 5 categories, what's the final verdict? It's a really solid performer. It scored an 8.5 on battery life, an 8.5 on cleaning ability, an 8.0 on suction power, another 8.5 on navigation, and a 6.5 on warranty. If you add those all up and average them together, you get a solid score of 8 out of 10. It's a solid, reliable cleaner that performs well in all the key areas, even if it doesn't score perfectly across all of them. If you're sick and tired of the chore of manual pool cleaning and you want a cleaner that can handle almost anything, then the WYBOT C2 is definitely a solid contender worth considering. I've dropped a link in the description if you decide the C2 is the pool cleaner that you want to go with. That is an affiliate link. It does help support the channel at no extra cost to you, and I really appreciate it when you use those. Also, let me know in the comments, what's the absolute worst thing you've ever had to clean out of your pool? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.